story about Raz's birthday party, which was absolutely
And
hilarious.
then obviously the conclusion of that story is that Atlas was in fact not well and did really get boomed by jet lag for like the next 3 days.
Yeah, and also Raz had a real issue with a bill at a
Classic Raz.
Some real serious Raz situations. Oh man,
I love Raz.
Me too. Okay, we got some bans coming in here as Nocturne and Talia are both going to be taken away. This will be the first time that Gen.G have been on the blue side so far, and they're going to continue down the route of banning the J4, which is an interesting one. And in fact, it's only bans towards Owner here on the blue side, so a bit of respect given to the T1 jungler, who has been playing very, very well of late.
He's just so good, man. Owner, he's just good.
Ah, the Maokai ban.
Oh, that's.
I love. This is why Fearless is so good, because these bans come out, and then you have to do the reverse puzzle to work out why the Maokai is now the champion that's being banned.
It might be because they're afraid like Maokai Yone. That's
that's
a classic combo.
They've scrimmed too many LEC teams recently.
Yeah, I mean we saw a lot of what was it like Maokai Yone Varus.
Yeah,
pumps. We are B1.
Senna?
Okay. So then I think these 3 bans make a lot of sense because Senna doesn't like into playing in any of them.
Yep.
And Senna is obviously a very good pick right now.
And you also get the opportunity to 2-3 pick Trundle Tank, which is really strong.
Ziggs Camille.
Oh, Ziggs Camille sounds fun. In fact, Ziggs just sounds like a really good pick into the Senna, and then you can just craft a comp around it. If you pick Ryze, you're probably less likely to pick Ziggs, which is sad. That's okay.
Gonna get like Ryze versus like Galio, Chovy Galio. I would sign up for that.
Ooh, and then you could. I mean, that is another opportunity for a relatively low damage composition. But when you have a Senna, she does hit that critical mass where you can protect her and do a heck of a lot of damage.
What is Owner's pick going to be?
He is smiling a lot, Chronicler. I'm worried about that. Oh, instead it's just going to be his classic, the Xin Zhao. Maybe they're just wondering, like, why did you ban all these junglers and leave up my favorite one? And that is because Trundle has a really good matchup into the Xin Zhao. So maybe that's what Canyon was angling for.
Yeah, there's a bunch of reasons, right? Like, Owner is the best Xin Zhao in the LCK, I think by a pretty substantial margin. He's crazy good on the pick. His team fighting in particular, I think, is what really sets him apart.
Indeed.
But it is a pick that has a much harder time getting into Senna reliably than any of the other 3 picks that were banned. So I do think giving that over makes a decent amount of sense. This also makes the draft possibly a little awkward for T1, because if they don't pick a support counter pick here, there's going to be some bans going towards that, I do imagine. And now, I think for Can, you don't really need to pick her. I would like a Chovy pick, unless they want to prioritize the Trundle, which is good into both Ryze, as well as the Xin Zhao. So I do think it's warranted. It's also not blind Trundle, which Canyon fans of all ages have.
Oh god! Do you remember that game that got disappeared?
Oh, Game 5 in the World Finals?
No. The game where he played Trundle and the game disappeared. We had to remake the entire game, and the entire
he got like 3 kills in like the first
straight up
minutes.
Ran the early game. It was the best game that he had all year, because it was like
this is what, like
2023 or 2 or something like that.
No, I think it was 3, because I think 2 they were still consistently good. I think it was 3.
Yeah, I think it sounds
when
like
the struggle bus really started.
Severe struggle bus scenario. As that's a Gragas.
Is that Gragas support?
It feels like Gragas support.
It's obviously a flex, right? I think most likely this is Carriaz, and this will go towards the bot side of the map. But it also does mean that, obviously, as we all know, Doran is an amazing Gragas player, so they can flex it, as there is indeed that Galio ban. Should not come as a surprise.
Nope. See what the next answer is going to be.
Galio Victor? I don't think you're really too worried about Cassiopeia pulling out, or Chovy pulling out like a Cassio. I also don't think Cassio is that good. We've seen this counter pick be attempted a bunch of times, but I think the pick needs a lot of setup to really work.
Caitlyn going to be taken away. We're going to be digging into the 80 carry champion pools quite far.
Like Caitlyn Jinx, maybe?
I think a Jinx ban would make a lot of sense, because that's the last champion that Gumayusi is well and truly known for that will be left up and available.
Also, I always look at picks that really outrange the Senna, because I think that's her only true weakness, is early on if she doesn't get the stack, because you just outrange her and can space.
Yep.
Because you can deal with aggressive lanes, right? You do still have a decent amount of sustain. I want to mind the Jinx banners. The Aurora also going to get taken away from Chovy. It's the Poppy instead.
Interesting.
Which, I guess their read is that this is a top lane Gragas, so just a blind for Doran.
Well, Smolder is hovered. Oh, okay, Felio. Oh, it's not going to be the Jinx this time around, and instead, we are taking 200 years into this draft.
I'm glad. I really hope Aphelios is like back to stay. I like the champion a lot. We'll see how this one plays out.
We get to talk about Severums and Gravitums and stuff again. That's kind of fun.
Also, you do have the ability to very early on bully the lane, right? He's not what I was thinking of, but he does have a good amount of ranges.
Renekton set.
Renekton.
Let's do it.
Okay, we do need something. It's just like Victor.
Ah, Aurelion Soul. Could actually be an option. We know that Chovy loves to lock this pick. But the Cassio that you were talking about is a consideration. This is something that he actually played a fair bit back in the Griffin days.
It is a short-range comp. I think this makes the most. Yeah.
It feels less good.
It's boring.
But it's probably better.
I do also think like into the comp that T1 has, it is actually really good.
Yeah.
Just being able to force them to do something or you just poke them down. It's also a good late game insurance policy together with the Senna.
Feels less good picking something like a Rel here, but the Nautilus is potentially a possibility if they want to engage. But instead it's Thresh. Oh man, we haven't seen this for ages. This is something that Gumayusi Carrier used to be great at in the past.
It's the 2022 era, right?
It really is. That was a
spring 2022.
That was a pretty good year for T1 if you just don't look at the Game 5 between them and DRX.
Or the Game 5 between them and RNG.
Yeah. But otherwise,
brilliant year.
Brilliant year. In fact, they went undefeated, I'm pretty sure, in spring. Like, that was the last time any team, that was the first time any team went undefeated in a split.
Yeah, I think that their performance in that split also was crazy. That one, it was, to me, there was a lot of subbing, right? Like, I think that one was a little... actually, the year after, I think, they were way crazier with the double AD carry meta. But this was what they made their name on, right? Like, this is, as you highlight, when Guma started after his debut in 2021, this is where they really made a name for themselves with this specific combo. That said, I'm looking at this Gen.G comp. We have Chovy on an insane damage threat with laning pressure. We have Keen on Renekton. We have Canyon with a counter matchup. And then we have Ruler on Senna.
Yeah, it's this is going to be a little bit less of the Gen.G doesn't have enough damage and more of maybe Gen.G has too much damage. We'll just have to see, as T1 still certainly a lot of opportunities to make plays, find team fights, and get things done. I don't think this is by any means a draft gap. Let's jump onto the Rift for Game 3. Yeah, I just needed to give them a chance, right? I need to give them a chance.
It might be happening, for all we know.
And also, I had it like ringing in my ears. I don't think this is a draft gap, but if I was to be honest, I don't think it's looking as good for T1.
No.
But honesty often isn't what you should do as a commentator, you know? Sometimes it's got to be about, you know, making sure that you have the right amount of hype on both sides.
What we really want as a commentator is that afterwards you go, you know, and then you get called bias from, if you get bias from both sides, that way you know you smashed it.
Yeah.
Right, that's always what you're looking for.
Or you've ping-ponged too hard. That's the other way. You know, like you've just gone a little bit too hard in both directions.
No, but if you go too hard in both directions, it
does mean you're not biased. You just might be not that great at your job. That's all I'm saying.
Well, now you're added a new insecurity for me. That's so mean.
That's okay. It's okay. You've only got a few months left.
You can figure it out. Oh my God, Atlas! Come on, man.
I really did.
I do think that now that we've gotten into summer, I feel like the jokes are going to keep getting ramped up.
Oh,
like,
it is. We have not even nearly began yet.
No, it's going to be good.
There's a cute little play there. Is Dura doing that thing where you press the one button that you have for like 20 seconds, and then you just go back to the brush?
Yeah, Senna does actually have quite a strong level 1. Does offset by the fact that Alistair's level 1 is not good. And then for Guma and Carrier, looking at these sums, we do have Ghost, so team fight focus there.
Pretty cool lore matchup as well, because we've got Senna versus Thresh.
It is.
It would be really cool if like Carrier could use the Lantern on Senna offensively. And she just gets sucked in.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, and like she's just not in the game for the rest of the game. Maybe Riot should put that in. As Carrier not going to quite find anything here as he picks the gap. The flash does come in, but Carrier does manage to flash away. Not exactly the play that we wanted to see there. Did pick the gap quite nicely, so that is 6 points if he's in Australia playing football. Outside of that, it's just not going to be too much.
Big whiffs is going to not be the end of the world when it comes to summoners, but it does mean that Gen.G and Duro, any trading they can do is good for them, as long as they don't get dove. Because again, Senna is relying on finding these trades and just continuously scrapping to actually get off to a good stack start. So any auto, right, second auto that Guma can get, any Q, it is just going to make a big difference as we get later into the game. So Keria going for that play and not working out, not going to have too big of an immediate impact, but those are the moments that Gen.G is going to make good use of. As the only matchup that I think truly is just really nice for T1 is top, because the Renekton pickup to me doesn't make that much sense, because Gragas actually, particularly with Grasp, is one of the OG Renekton quote-unquote counters. You don't really counter Renekton, but one of the champions together with like the Ornn that just doesn't really care, right? You sustain through, you can always disengage from him, he doesn't really get to threaten you the way he does with a lot of other picks. So that is a bit of a questionable one, is they are very aware of this. Not going to be looking to take any of the bait. We'll also spot Owner here.
Yeah, that ward is getting so much value here for Gen.G, as Faker is also going to be roaming down, but just to get a little ward. And the back is going to come on through. So Gen.G don't know that Owner has gone back home. That might give T1 a little bit of an angle, but instead, they're going to look for a back timer. I wonder whether this is going to be a bit of a lane swap. Could potentially be. As here is Doran enjoying the counter match.
Oh, I don't know if Keria cancelled or... Well, you do need... Yeah, early levels are up.
Yeah,
right? You do
I was kidding. It was just...
I mean...
Keen having a good time.
I do think that back when it really was a counter was when the Gragas passive was a lot stronger than it is now. We did obviously see that get nerfed.
Yeah.
I forgot when it was, like, I want to say like a year ago. Maybe a little bit shorter, but did get, because the sustain was obviously very oppressive. As the lane swap does come through, looks like the TPs are, or the TP is just going to come through here from Doran to make his way towards this lane. And then I imagine Keen is going to try and like get the shove in. I don't know if Guma... Yeah, Guma is not letting him.
Yeah, it does have Graviton primed as well, so...
But Keen can just make his way back.
Problem.
Wave state is a bit awkward for Ruler here, because again, Guma did get the freeze, but he did take a decent amount of damage, so we'll see.
Yeah, a little bit of a freeze on both sides, actually. The cannon does come on in, and the cannon doesn't survive on Gen.G's side of the map, so that bottom lane is at least going to be pushing. Faker taking some death rays here, does miss that Q. But I don't think the Rise is too worried about what's going on.
It doesn't have TP anymore, though, so like this damage does actually stick. Chovy also has gone for Comet, which is interesting. We've mostly seen Airy in these type of setups.
That looked a bit weird. I don't know what was going on.
I think it's Hex Flash, and then it just...
Oh. Okay. Gravity always frightens me a little bit, but that was a Hex Flash.
Yeah, but before that he was just in the Hex Flash animation, just kind of...
Yeah, you're just partying.
Zoning around. Yeah, partying. Party fresh.
And honestly, when you take Hex Flash, if you haven't just used it, if it's available and you're not just using it, then you're making a mistake.
I don't know enough about fresh skins, but like, imagine Surprise Party Fiddlesticks, but it's fresh. And like, his lantern is a piñata.
Oh my god.
And when you click it, like, candy comes out. That's pretty dope. That sounds good, right?
And actually, you could have like the the hook, like the death sentence. Also, like when it hits a champion, like confetti comes out.
No, it's a kazoo. You know, like the birthday, like a wee.
Yeah, like the sound that the Crowstorm makes. As Keria going to throw a lantern over to Owner, and the wind becomes lightning, and not much else. But they do get the heal, so there is at least that. As Canyon's over here, eating some shellfish. And he'll take a dragon as well in tribute. That's all right. Gamushi does grab a white gun. Keria throws another death sentence a little bit wayward. It just does the rage ignite. But Owner is there. This is setting up for a bit of a dive, as they will
Faker's here.
Yeah, Faker in amongst it. Teleport is going to come down from Keen, but I believe that one was interrupted. Another one. As never mind, not actually going to come on through there, and they do manage to get that first kill. Faker locking down first blood, as Owner is able to flash away as well. And even Doran will survive, as the Dominus did come on through there, as Canyon takes about 15 years, but he will be able to take down this dragon. And they do, you know, stick around in lanes. There's going to be a wave mist in mid, but a double kill in the top lane, and this whole wave dying. A great start for T1.
Big win for T1. It's the use of Rice, his ability to impact the side lane there. It's Faker, just like he did on Nanny in game one. Teleporting up, able to take the kill. And Doran also canceling that TP. If Keen shows up to that play, I don't think it's going to go nearly as well.
Yep, it's a big one. And understanding that that's where he was going to be as well. Really glad that Jonas Strong had the pan down, as we're going to check out the replay one more time.
And Ruler stepping up, I don't think it would have really made a difference if he didn't. With 4 men, I think this dive can just always work. And then here, the attempt from Keen. And Doran, the double. That was beautiful. No way that Keen was ever going to be able to find it there. Builds are available, could probably outplay this dive, but instead Owner doesn't even die. You would have taken the death, would have been no problem at all. But he's clean with it.
Yep, they also take two tar plates as well.
Yep.
And Gumushi now, with that Moonlight Vigil, Owner moves up, spots his control ward. That does give Gen.G a bit of a heads up here, as Canyon just kind of ignoring everything else that's happening on the map. He is a PvE player at this point in time, as Doran and Keen just partying here towards bottom side. Some grubs being taken, a hook going to go wide. And Gumushi does have red-white. That is a scary opportunity here, as Slice out here from Keen. Doran without very much mana, and will get ruthlessly predated, which I don't think is a great verb, but it's fine. You know there's a new Predator movie that's coming out?
The trailer looked good.
Yeah, it looked kind of interesting.
You know, I've never seen any of the Predator movies.
Really?
Should I? Are they good?
Yeah, you definitely.
Good action movies?
Carl Weathers, man. Oh, it's the iconic, like, the shake, the hold arms.
Oh,
with the Carl
no, I've seen, I know the meaning you're talking about, but I've seen clips, and like,
Yeah.
By osmosis, I've watched a lot of the movies.
But then you get to see it in context if you actually watch it.
No, that sounds fun.
All right, Carrier's going to find one. Does get the cleanse out from Ruler this time around, as there's the flash out as well. Running out of summoner spells here as Graviton going to hold Duro in place.
Not a dive.
Well, Moonlight Vigil will connect, and Owner's coming in. I've seen this play before, but Faker is not going to be able to move over the pillar.
The pillar!
As Canyon looking to try and get himself out of here, and in fact, not going to take the risk. Didn't want to get charged audaciously or even prisoned runically.
Okay, now you're stretching it out.
Yeah, I'm really trying
to... It started with predatory ruthlessly, but now we're...
That started a fun conversation that involved Carl Weathers, though.
That is
that's
true.
kind of...
Oh, it was a win.
I felt like it was positive.
Also,
I just went way too far.
Let's be real. As fun as internationals are, it's fun to just yap.
Yeah. All right, Canyon comes on over and looks to take a bite out of Faker. Does manage to do that, but isn't going to be able to kill him. Sorry, walked up
back
to him chompingly.
So back to yapping. Okay, now you're crossing a line, okay? Come on!
He did do that, though.
He did do that.
It's kind of like Wario, you know, where he has the, dislocated jaw thing. Didn't Wario do that? What game was that even in? Was that
Wario,
just like
I want to say WarioWare. I don't want to get started about Donkey Kong Bonanza, because like I feel like that's going to be the whole conversation. We have a game to cast.
I haven't played it yet, but I do know.
Game 3. It is good, man.
Do you know what's the best thing about it? Donkey is making like consistent videos about
he's
one
had like
game.
no,
it's
he's
like
had
been one a day for the last like 5 days. It's so good. Just give me more Donkey content. That's all I need. Just one about an ice bridge.
It is
playing around an ice bridge the whole time.
I'm gonna spoil everything, man. We need to find a different
combo. That's okay. Yeah, Ruler could be in a little bit of trouble here. As the death sentence going to get thrown out in a random direction. Just trying to pick an angle there.
You know how sometimes you've downloaded your opponent and every hook hits?
Yeah, Ruler's downloaded.
Carrier does not have any connection, bro. His data is not working. His Wi-Fi is sluggish, and we don't know why.
Yeah, that was I don't even know what that like. There was obviously a level of like thinking. It wasn't just like an error. It was. I just don't know what the possible positive outcome could have been.
Just keep predicting. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this game, to me, is kind of a repeat of game number 2.
Oh, there it is!
That's Alistair, though.
Yeah. So he's going to get a pulverize off. There is a teleport in, though, as the Gragas is coming down. Moonlight Vigil will do a damage. And the Gragas is here, guys. Howdy, Gragas.
Howdy, Doran.
That's going to be...
Doran's still his ult. Yeah, there's no... They can definitely pressure here. But can they get the turret before the Trundle and Renekton get it? They don't have white guns. I think that actually matters a lot.
There is another minion wave that is coming up, and this one's going to take a little while as Arcane Storm in the mid lane is going to be pushing Faker around. I think it is going to be first turret going over to T1, though.
Oh, okay. Yeah, with white guns, definitely going to be able to.
Yeah, gets that Crescendum over, and Gumushi with a bunch of extra money. And he'll deny the cannon as well.
Oh god, he's going to be up like, what? Like 1.5? 1.5.
Yeah, 1.5.
Yeah.
Feels pretty good. Keen also extending his advantage as Duro will be able to get... No, he doesn't even need vision because they can see Faker on that ward. But nothing they can do about it. Control ward goes over just to make sure. So that is going to be the Dragon secured here for T1. It's going to be an infernal soul here for Game 3. And the gold ahead for T1, about 800. But it's not a massive lead. This is feeling like a much less like, oh, this is kind of doomed for a lot of extraneous reasons this time around. This is some honest League of Legends we've got for us here.
This is, and both teams can look at their comp and go, we outscale. So you know what that means, Atlas. We're in
that means
long haul.
Yep. Can we get an Elder? 2 Elders. Maybe T1 can break their record of their longest game ever. What do you reckon? 93 minutes.
You know that's never happening again.
Oh, it's so sad. Oh, wow. Carrier's figured it out now. The Lantern doesn't quite work. And the
Have you seen the joke edits of like, where someone like TPs into a brush and it like flashes out and it's like, oh, it's the ghost of Fred. That's how these plays are looking.
Yeah. I feel like we're just not good enough to understand what Carrier's trying to do. So I refuse.
They're gonna get this turret as well. Like we've been memeing a lot, but T1 actually have done an exceptional job of something we've criticized a lot of Team for, specifically with the Cephalios, especially with these white guns. So one of the things we always talk about with Ziggs, one of the things that infuriates Orcs.
I mean, it's the Caitlyn and Jinx thing as well, and they've done this with Guma so many times on these picks.
And it's why we see the gold lead actually starting to really balloon. They're very happy to just siege away.
Well, here's a Dominus here for Keen as he looks to try and defend, but he's sort of just standing around. Wants to be able to dodge some of the CC. The Flay does come back though, so you can't dodge all of it, even if the hook does go wide. Still, Canyon is going to be able to eat this turret.
So the gold lead remains manageable.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world for Gen.G, but I do like T1 being this proactive with pushing. And again, playing around the pushing strength of particularly the Zinzao as well as the Aphilos. There's also the added benefit of when you play fresh and you are ahead on tempo, even if you don't actually hit the hooks, which so far has been a bit of a problem, just being on the map, making moves, forcing people off turrets is already a big win.
Yeah.
So T1 able to use that nicely. Now, we do look to the other side, and we see that Ruler is, I think, a little behind. I think really when you're feeling really good in the Senna, you're going to hit 60 souls at about 20 minutes. I think the average in the MSI was like 51 at 20. I think he's more on track for that.
He's going a really weird build though, because I was talking to aiming, and you're supposed to build Essence Reaver first, aren't you?
No, Atlas, I know you don't actually.
He can still make up for
Atlas,
it by building Runan second,
Atlas,
right?
I'm not ready to talk about DK. Okay, we can talk about Donkey Kong. No one to talk about D plus Key. I was off that day. I wasn't real.
Oh, it definitely was. I saw you in chat.
Yeah, and
I remember because you said juke, and that made me sad. He's already a juke, okay? That's all right. Carrier with the flash play. Ona looking to go on in as well, but the Arcane Storm wants to take down the tick. One more tick will do it, but it's not going to connect. As now the cask will deliver Canyon to his death potential. He did have the subjugate there, and oh my god, Ona survives the headbutt to get Gumayushi out of here, but he is an absolute demolition machine, and Gen.G, they might be staring down the barrel of their first loss of the season.
Keen trying to look for a counter pick. The hook hits him.
He does manage to at least get Carrier. He's flashing in, looking for even more. The turret's helping him out at the same time. But Ona is also going to be able to get a cute little charge, and that will help take down the Croc. This guy's Zen. It is built different, ladies and gentlemen. And that whole time, Gumayushi was just slaughtering them. 3-0-3 now on the Aphelios. Yeah, we're going to need a few hundred more years.
There was Carrier surviving there. But for me, as you highlight, I want everyone to look at Owner in this fight. Carrier starts it off, but the fight initially isn't actually that good. Carrier almost goes down. If he goes down and that becomes a big Chaos Storm, could have been there, or Arcane Storm could have been there. Then that cask. But then here, Owner goes in with just the slightest bit of health, takes down Ruler, which is the essential damage necessary. And then Doran, being a frontliner, that we have seen him be for so many teams, including Gen.G, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Got them 2 titles. And then Keen here. This is really funny as Owner, just with barely any health left, gets the point-blank charge.
And tanks the turret, and tanks the turret shot afterwards as well.
Yep, 4.5k gold lead now. And I think this Drake Gen.G are going to contest. I don't know if they really can.
There's the Hex Flash hook onto Duro. Not too much more to happen after that. There's a glorious cast onto Chovy. Does get the gravity field down as now Duro does get a pulverize, but Faker is making his way in and Owner just finding it. Ruler goes down yet again. The entire bottom lane has been removed and Faker will just take a bit of a journey underneath the turret. Might have been a bridge a little too far as Carrier looks for another cute little play. Needs a few extra links in that chain though if he wants to get that one. As Owner going in one more time. It's the most balanced Trundle has looked all week as the hook this time is going to connect. It lands onto Chovy. Guma's going to grab that kill and Carrier, I mean, I don't know how it worked, but it absolutely worked. He had some of the most crazy hooks ever, but he lands them when he needs to. And the inner is going to then go down. T1, they are so far ahead. This is all just about knocking down these turrets and securing the first victory against Gen.G for any team since the LCK season started.
Since February,
Yeah.
Atlas, we are free season. There was winter. Spring is come and gone. We're in the heat of summer. And T1 at their home ground might actually be able to do what no team has done in so many months.
Ooh, that, there's a ward right there too. We're gonna check this one out one more time, starting with Carrier finding the little hook
Doran,
onto Duro. But Doran's just like these casks, man.
It's working out. There's not enough damage available, and even with Carrier hooking a minion, Owner sees the space to go in. Ruler again doesn't get to play the video game. And then here, watch this Lantern. Faker looks like he might go down. Keen even tries to get on top of him. Doesn't quite work. Then Owner applies pressure to Canyon here. The T1, these staggered approaches, this continued pressure, as there is the download onto Chovy just in time.
Yeah, he knew that one. Him and Chovy, they go way back. So gonna be able to lock him down. And now, Gen.G staring down the barrel of 6,000 gold.
That is Guma sitting on a 3.2k gold lead.
That is
Two items on the
absurd.
Aphelios. And Gen.G, yeah, in theory, this comp, there are parts of it that scale well, but Ruler's going to be behind on souls, not going to be able to ready farm them up. Chovy is, again, going for a build that is going to take a long time to... You're talking like 4th item at this point. Looks like he's going to go, what, Leandri second?
Yeah, I think this is going to be a next series, Rod of Ages. Before that's going to be very useful.
And I have watched Gen.G. I think this was the first best of 5 between them at MSI. Crawl back from a big deficit. Was a very different drop. Was a very different setup. This T1 comp just it skills well. Like the 5v5s will remain good. There are obviously parts of Gen.G that are going to become a problem eventually, like the range on Chovy, the damage on Ruler, and his stacking. But I don't think that we're really going to reach that point.
And the problem is like I'm looking at these junglers as well, and I can count. And that's making things look a little bit worrying here for Gen.G, because there is shoes and then 2 items for Owner, and there is shoes and 1 triangular fan here for Canyon, and it's not really looking great. This is just a T1 that are well and truly powered up. We're talking about like item spikes that are just perfect for this stage of the game as well with this composition. As a hook is just going to sail on by. That's where you're going to come on through there as well, as Chovy will be able to at least sidestep the cask. But Owner is looking to make his way in. Another hook is going to be fantastic here, as Chovy's already got that flash on cooldown. In comes the Moonlight Vigil, and down goes Gen.G. There's at least a couple of kills back here, as they do manage to trade with the help of the turret, but T1 is so far ahead, they don't really mind that Doran and Carrier go down. The damage is still here.
There's still a walking turret in the form of Guma. Ruler doesn't get to play the game.
He's an upgraded turret.
Yeah, because he also kills other turrets in a matter of seconds.
Well, red-white don't fight. Well, that is not what T1 are thinking. They've got a green gun now, so the extra range here for Gumayushi.
Are we like looking at like a deep flank bolstered by TP? No, he's just farming Raptors.
Yeah, we're looking at Raptors. That's where we're looking.
All right, did get them.
Yeah, he did manage to lock that one down. Nailed it. Doesn't have subjugate, so does need to be a little careful. Doesn't quite find the angle.
Only saving grace for Gen.G is that Soul isn't that imminent. That's it. Maybe you can get to a 3rd item. As we take a look here for Chovy, nice movement, nice sidesteps initially, but then still gets tagged, and then that hook from Carrier.
Flashes out, still gets hooked.
Yeah, might not have the, again, The earlier hooks down, but these hooks on Chovy actually end up winning the fights because Chovy doesn't get more rotations off. And the flashes you highlight is a really big deal. The fact he doesn't have that available means that both Doran, even Owner and Carrier have way better angles. Ruler still not at 60, by the way. Duro, I swear he's trying, guys. Do not look at that combination of summoners. It's fine.
Yeah.
So Gen.G, like, I'm trying to think of angles for them to somehow bring us to a competitive game 3. We need probably Canyon to steal, or they let this one go and he needs to steal
actually,
the next
there are
one.
3 rounds for this particular end of the year. As Ruler is just going to get engaged on, does have to flash, and there's another cast. This time, no avoiding that, and that is Faker grabbing a bunch of extra gold. Yep, sometimes you're Ruler and you're a little bit too pushed up. This was the first pick center as well, guys. Really taking a bit of a face plant here on the side of Gen.G. Kind of torn apart by T1's answer. And going into this, I actually felt like Gen.G's composition looked good.
It is.
But the way that T1 have played this, the way they moved Gumishi around the map and turned him into this slaughter machine has been just beautiful. He'll take the Lantern Ride to get himself out of there. We also just haven't seen that much success for Thresh. Even when Carrier tried to play it the last couple of times, it hasn't really been all that inspiring. This is working out a bunch better, even after a couple of flubs earlier on.
And now you're also looking at a scenario where, how do you actually engage onto T1 if you're Gen.G? Because there is Carrier, who is a walking lantern bot, has Flay, Canyon is dead. He might not be dead on the screen.
He does have a lot
he is dead.
of speed move.
He is dead.
So is this dragon.
He'll run. He'll make him work for it, but...
Yeah. Well, Malcove gaming there, as he does. Doran just going to boot himself away to try and avoid that.
Not again,
I've seen
not
this
again.
play before.
Oh, it's the fake out. And Faker then
the
comes
faker
in for
out.
That was okay, I'm done.
That was weird. There's a dead troll. Dead dragon. Soul point now for T1. Don't know whether that is all that relevant, because the game could just be over in 4.5 minutes.
Yeah, it's just a beautiful snowballing from T1, right? And it really comes down to that one dive in top.
Oh dear. Ruler is just dead. Cut the video, cut the video, cut the video, cut the video. Didn't need to watch it. It's a little bit worrying here, as at least Keen does have a Dominus. Faker is going to take a Lantern Ride to get out scot-free from that one. And Chovy comes on over, but he comes on over a whole lot later than he needed to. And Arcane Storm is down underneath this turret. He does go golden, as that is a dead Gragas. Maybe, no. They are, in fact, too far ahead, ladies and gentlemen.
The wallets, Atlas!
Yeah, that was the piano-sized wallet right on the noggin of Chovy. And T1 will be able to push these super minions in for the first time in a deciding game of a series this season. Gen.G are looking to go down. We'll see. There is a pillar of filth there just to delay it. I was about to start my monologue, but I guess we'll have to hold off.
What hit Ruler? Why is he... Did he get hit by, like, blue gun? I swear he just respawned. It must have been, because I swear he just respawned and he was at, like, maybe Rice Bounce?
He is 0-5 and 0.
Oh yeah, he's also level... there's a lot. I'm just wondering what specifically, like, looked at him.
I think someone may have breathed in his vicinity on the T1 side of things, is I think what happened. And his health bar vanished. Why are we getting a replay? As Ono he is just here. He was just ready.
You know what? Getting 2 flashes, that's worth. I'm not even... shouldn't have happened.
Well, T1 are just going to deny this. Is Keen? Okay.
Atlas, this whole situation...
Yes.
It just reminds me of when you were like, Mao, I'm fine, and then you were not fine. That's what I'm looking at right now!
It's the jet lag scenario, yes. Well, the Victor is just going to get taken down as T1 just catch 2 teleports that come in, delivering members of Gen.G to their doom.
They're doing it, Atlas!
They are definitely doing it. They're just going to wander down. Baron is unnecessary as Ruler is going to be discovered by Ona once again. This time the snare comes in, but now he's just going to hunt him down to the ends of the earth, and that is maybe going to infinity in this game because T1 will end it and end Gen.G's streak 27 is all they will get, as T1 in their home ground will be able to take down Gen.G for the first time this season.
What a win here for T1.